foregoing all the fancy stuff that's going on today, I love ilovekimpossiblelaot. That's when you clap. Oh gosh, that was fun. Okay, with me, I'm gonna let my panelists introduce themselves. We'll start with you, Victoria.
Yeah, as KP said, I'm Victoria, or VCM24, and I am an artist with KP.
Okay. Give her a yeah. This is also Victoria's first panel, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay, go ahead, Corey.
Can you even hear me in this? Okay. My name is Ewal, and I am an editor. That's pretty much it.
Hey everyone, I'm Little Shy if I am. KP literally pulled me out of the line to get on this panel, so this was completely unexpected for me, but I'm happy to be here.
Little Shy is in the video, so I tweeted to anyone who wanted to, that was in the video that wanted to come by, that could be a panelist, so he's the only one who came, so yay! Okay, so raise your hand, how many of you saw the YouTube video? Oh, that's it? The one where the BronyCon announcement video. Okay, so none of you know what's gonna happen, pretty much. Okay, thanks for coming. So, in case you don't know, for a KP panel, we always premiere something new. So I go to hundreds of cons, so that's the motivation for you to keep on coming back, I assume. So because this is BronyCon, this is the big one, we have a big project that we have to air. We have the 4th Equestria Girls review for you to see early. Yeah, it's long, it's about 20 minutes. It has cameos from him, Black Griffin, who else? Silver Quill, Dr. Wolf, Bernie Dance Party, and Fire Team Harmony. So the whole video is about 20 minutes long. It is, just a forewarning, it is the clean version, so I naturally say some bad words sometimes in my videos, but this is this family-friendly version, so I think you put the yay for Fluttershy every time I curse, right?
No, I just thought about the squeeze.
Oh, you put squeeze, okay. So, not that I curse that often, but just a forewarning. So the other video that will be online probably in the next couple of weeks. We're trying to catch up with the season, so it'll be online when it's most convenient. So just a reminder, no recording. At least this part. You can record the rest of the panel, but if I see a bootleg copy of this review, I'm coming after you.
You better watch out.
Okay, I'm going to try to get you guys excited one more time. So who's happy to be here? Okay, there you go. And just a forewarning, I don't know if con staff told you, but we have note cards going around, so we'll do this. We'll do kind of a YouTube PowerPoint of how to do YouTube videos, what to do, and that's where Little Shy can also talk about that as well. I didn't have them on here just for the lulz. And then we'll do Q&A, and these are also team people, so feel free to ask them, because in case you guys don't know, for all 2 of you that were not around for the bad things that happened, but I usually write my script, I record it, I put the some of the jokes in, and Corey usually edits it, so he puts it in Premiere, and then he puts all the faces on and does all that, and then we go back and forth with approvals, and then that's how videos get done every week. And that's how it's nice because I've been sick all this summer, so I had a lot of pre-recorded stuff that I could that was already done. Hey Viva, everyone say hi Viva.
Hi Viva.
Okay. So yeah, that's about it. So if you have any good questions, again, and Victoria does the art, so what she does, you can tell, what do you do?
Basically, we would do storyboard, character concept, colors, all that kind of fun stuff.
So for the more, the bigger projects like Perspective and John Delancey, we have a couple of other ones that are not the standard style, so those are where the artists and the animators, we have 4 departments, we have musicians, artists, animators, editors, and then me. We have another animator, but she's running late, but these are the only people that can make it to the con, but team's pretty big. Okay, you don't want to hear me talk. Let's watch the video. I mean, you're not wrong. It's not the perfect pair. I just released the Discord video today, or yesterday, and people were like, this isn't the perfect pair. I'm just like, what do you want from me? We did have a PowerPoint, but I'm trying to find it on my phone real quick. Professionalism. I think we're just going to go into Q&A because it's not working on the computer. So if BurnieCon staff doesn't mind passing out cards, I'm not sure how we're doing that. So again, this is the YouTube production panel, so try to keep it relatively relevant about YouTube questions, how a video is made, stuff like that. I'm trying to find the thing on my phone so I can go over it real quick, because I'm a professional. Meanwhile,
All people who grabbed a note card when they first came in, if it's still blank, I have one pen. If you guys are done writing your question on your note card, feel free to come up here and put it in this bucket that I have in my hands.
You got the mic? Yay! We have sound. Hopefully my voice was loud enough for those in the back to hear me that grabbed the note card.
ask your questions, guys. Don't be shy.
Yeah, come on. There's still some note cards in the back if my room
I just
manager
feel like
can
they don't
actually
want to
bring
get
those note
up.
cards back up. Sorry, I left them back there.
It's only 1 p.m. It's not like this is 9 a.m. in the morning.
Oh yeah, and if anybody still has pens, I would like those back too. Gotta love trying to save money.
You can ask about, I'll be nice, you can ask about upcoming projects, okay? Woo! And ask little shy things too. Like, Josh, you want to come up too? Okay, sure, I guess.
He's like, sure.
Is there anyone else hiding in the audience that was in the video?
Ooh, free water.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Well, with your fiery personality, I think you need it.
I immediately regret this decision.
Josh also does YouTube videos, so this is all relevant. I think. It was too perfect. Do you blame me?
I blame you for a lot of things.
Okay, also, while we're waiting for questions, Josh promised me that he would get me a Discord plushie. No! So you guys have to bother him about it. He's like, when I saw him yesterday, he's like, I hope you forgot. I'm like, I would never forget.
Actually, I got a question already here. Tony Pone asks, what is your favorite episode of Kim Possible?
That's a good question. Well, you guys, what? Do you guys, anyone else watch Impossible? I know you do, right? What do you do?
I have to think about that.
What about you, Josh? You watch Impossible a lot?
I've seen it.
All right, I'll just answer this question. My favorite episodes are Time Between So the Drama, which is a movie, but I'm going to count it, and Graduation, and favorite standalone is Rappin' Draftin'. That I know the lyrics to that song, by the way.
This question is to all of you. To any tips for aspiring content creators?
Okay, you want to start on Shy, your end?
Sure. I mean, within the fandom, it's really just a matter of making whatever content you want to have fun with, and obviously what people want to see. But if you're just going for YouTube pushes you pretty hard, and they want you to do like weekly or daily uploads, that sort of thing. It's all about watch time and all that. But within the community, it's really just a matter of finding something you like to do and something people like to see. Anyone else?
Corey, do you have anything? My best advice is the advice I always... He's a horse, whatever. My best advice is do it for the right reasons. There's so many people that either join my team or whatever the case may be for horse fame, to be noticed, to get their opinions out there, and to feel evaluated, whatever, validated. There you go. That's the word. I am 12. So it's really bad to go into with those expectations, and honestly, we don't accept people. Like when you have to fill out an application on the team, when they say, I want to be horse famous, I want to get my stuff out there, that's not a good reason to do what you do. So do it because you want to do it, not expecting anything. And then if you do get something, then it won't feel like you wasted your time trying to attain something that might not be attainable, if that makes sense. And that's what I started. I just like making fun of myself on the internet, and then it just kind of blew up from there.
There's a reason. Testing. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, I'm just saying, it's like there's a reason we call it horse fame, because it's not real fame. But anyways, it's yeah, that's pretty much my opinion, is that you need to do it because for the right reasons. It's like if you want to do, it's like do it for fun because you want to do it for fun because you're passionate about it. Do it because you have an opinion, you want to get it out there. You want to discuss it. You want to discuss things with people. Do it for a reason other than the fame, because the fame is fleeting, and this horse fame thing, it's not real. And because
Money's real, but no.
because yeah, it's like it's cool to talk with other people. It's like I want to talk with Little Shy right there because he's awesome, he's funny, and it's cool to talk with the staff. It's cool to talk with the show writers and stuff, but I do not make enough of a livable salary. The only reason I am still eating food right now is because of the military GI Bill. Thank you.
So yeah, it's very hard. Like I'm not at the point where I could monetize where it would be, even with or without my team, that would be worth it to monetize with all the work everyone does, or what I do even. Like I work about 20 hours a week with the team, and these guys work even more if they're on a project. So yeah, I mean, it's just not, I mean, maybe it will be that one day, but I'm not really, I just like to make fun of myself, so whatever, it's fine. Next question, my good man?
All right, so what is good, cheap software to start with from video to music?
Good question.
Good question.
Shai, you want to start?
Yeah, I can't really help with music, but video editing, I use HitFilm, and there's a free version of HitFilm, which I highly recommend anyone wanting to try it out. And of course, there are a bunch of free alternatives. You can probably do a Google search, but I'm not really informed on all of them. So yeah, HitFilm is my recommendation.
You came to the right panel. We know all the answers. Go ahead, Corey.
I use Mac.
Okay, or Josh.
Am I just gonna get cut off?
Yeah. Anywho, I use Mac Video Pro X, and that's something that's about a couple $100. But there are budget versions. There are budget versions that you can get for like $70, $80 that you can do pretty much. You can edit things pretty much on the level of Silver Quill with just that.
The team's primary software is we use Adobe, pretty much the whole Adobe suite, depending on what they're doing. Like
Yes.
I know Victoria uses Illustrator to draw the backgrounds for animation. Like,
$20 a month.
$20 a month, and there's also student discounts available. I'm not talking into the mic. There's also student discounts available. It's like a lot cheaper. So let me go through the video and kind of talk about how the process was made for each of all these things.
We're trying to get them to spend less money. You're telling them to go to college? Ouch.
I mean, they'll make more money, but it will just be like eventually. So this shot, okay, we'll go stop it. So the opening shot is a pan down. So the camera moves down to it starts at the moon and goes down to the shot. So normally just how we start with any animation on the team and just in the industry in general is we do storyboards, which is like a comic-like version of it. Does everyone know what a storyboard is?
Yes.
For the most part. So it's basically like a rough comic book version. So we can get things like time down, which is really important. We can start to score the music already. And the animators have a guide to what they're doing. So like a shot like this, it'd be a square, there'd be an arrow down to come down. So once the artist gets this, Victoria, you can jump in if you want to. But they make this background on Illustrator, and which is in the Adobe suite. And the advantage of that is 2 advantages. We use Flash to animate, which is going out of style soon. We use Adobe Flash to animate the show accurate stuff, the John Delancey clip and the opening, and that little bit at the end is on Flash. And so Illustrator files can actually be imported into Flash. So A, and B, do you guys know what pixelation is? Pixelation is if you zoom into an image, it kind of looks really blocky after a certain point. So that's why,
Like lots of little squares.
yeah, so that's why we use in the videos, we find vectors or whatever really big images, so it doesn't look really cruddy if I do something like I zoom into the shot or I like basically when the character suddenly gets closer. So Illustrator makes vectors, and the good thing about vectors is vectors can never be pixelized. So you could make this background as big as this skyscraper in New York, and it looked fine.
Or even tiny and it would still be perfect
Yeah.
when you make it bigger.
So we just made a big background for the shot, and then we just moved the camera down. And then how this is made, this is again Adobe Flash. We make a puppet, so we make a 360 little version. So a 360 model is, so I'm going to use my new toy as an example. So you have, this is called, the front is profile, side view. I started to make a video saying like, hey, I'm thinking of doing a volunteer production crew. Here's the application. You want to apply. So we have a couple of bad eggs, honestly. Like I think, I'm not going to dance around it, you probably guys know what the bad eggs are. But for the most part, people like Corey and people like Victoria do it for the experience, to gain jobs and to put it on their resumes and all that fun stuff. And then I get my content, and I can also put my management experience on resume.
It's
as well.
mutually beneficial.
And then Josh, when Josh kind of reached the same point, he asked me about how to hire people, quote unquote. Well, Josh pays people, I don't, wasn't for it. But, so yeah, that's how I do it. And because it is a volunteer production team, stuff happens, which I don't think people realize. It's like Corey's grandma might die and I hope your grandma doesn't die, okay? But Corey's grandma might die and be like, I have to take a month off to deal with grandma stuff, which is fine. And that's why we have, another reason why we have so many people. So if things like that happen, which they do happen, then we can kind of pad it. Like I know Victoria had a similar situation, but yeah, we'll go with that. But you know, and we lose people, bring people, but the majority of the team is pretty consistent at this point because people, the majority of the people on the team right now are in it for the long term, which is great. But every once in a while we don't have enough musicians. We don't have enough artists right now, so if you want to do art, go to Corey and Victoria and we'll get your info. But, so yeah, that's how we do it, and if you want to join my team or you want to not join my team, that's a good idea too. Just practice on your own. There's a bunch of YouTube videos about anything you could probably learn about how to do, how to edit, how to art, how to shade, how to do everything in Photoshop. I'm not at that level yet because, yeah, I draw traditionally, I animate traditionally, so I'm trying to learn how to do other things. So I can get a job. Someone can get a job. Anyway,
I know the feeling.
anyone else want to jump in on that?
Well, yeah, I started doing a lot of stuff on my own when I realized that with my job that I realized I need help. I can't do all of this on my own. So I started getting a couple editors together, but that things still weren't getting done as quickly as I had hoped. And so KP actually, I promoted my situation to KP, and then she's like, "Well, you can try doing this." And she was very gracious. She was very helpful in me setting up my production crew. She gave me so many tips. She did so much for me, and probably would not be put out as much content as I did without her. So I give her a hand right now, please. Thank you. I owe so much.
Before we jump on the next question, I'm just going to let the production team members talk about why they do what they do. So, to kind of, in case you guys take it away, so Corey, you go first.
Well,
Did you become a horse?
We have to take the mask off. I can't really hear
I
you.
don't want to. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll speak louder. I just wanted to make a lot of people happy, and honestly, I didn't really know what I was going into because, and you probably don't know this, but when I joined your team, it was kind of a joke.
The guy in the horse mask.
I'm not even joking. When I had finished the Senate tour, it was literally me just, it was Call of Duty footage with the ponies on it. And we soundboarding and trolling people, and I sent them, and I'm like, well, if I get it, I guess I'll see what happens. And now I'm here a year later with really high quality production editing stuff, and I am like 100 times better in editing than when I started. And I love the fact that I can reach so many people and make them like happy with the content I make, even if it's like through her and stuff like that. And that's just like why I do it.
Victoria hasn't been on the team for quite as long, and she's done, I think, just a handful of stuff so far, but you can kind of what you wanted to volunteer and stuff.
Well, originally I am an artist by trade. Like, I have done little projects at a time. You probably heard of a project of Daughter Discord. Anyone?
All the Buttercore troopers get out now.
But anyways, I have learned over the years, like with doing like that stuff, and I am an artist on there, and I've been working there since episode 1, and I wanted to expand more with my art because I have been learning animation and art throughout school time, and you can tell right now I am just a nervous wreck and like very, very quiet.
Not putting you on the spot with Victoria's time.
But yeah, when I joined, and plus another way was to get more into people, knowing more people, and like expanding some friends, because you know, friendship is magic, right? Yeah! That's where you need to go. Like, go get some stairs.
That's an epic costume, I gotta say. I commend you, sir.
But yeah, and also.
Wait a second, I'm the king. I don't have to take this.
I don't know if you planned this, but you're missing your horn.
Oh no!
Because he lost it.
But anyways, getting back to my point, and I learned like with these projects, I learned a little bit. And when I joined the KP team not too long ago, like March or something like that. But anyways, I have grown a little bit more, known about with projects, and also improved my skills, my own skills. If you took a look back at me, like when I was in Potter Discord first episode, I would just go like, I hate that art style. I would like cringe at it, but seeing myself now, and this is for any artist, you just improve yourself. You improve yourself all the time, and if you keep working at it, even if your arm or hand is sore at times, you will give it a little bit of rest, but you will see the perfect results, and when you see people so happy of how your results are, it makes you feel so good.
And I think that's one of the points, like, even though the channel is kind of, I'm the mascot of it, and, you know, it's kind of weird for those outside looking in, like, she just makes some new stuff for herself, but not only can you practice your craft, like, I've practiced my writing, I've written, like, 200 scripts by now, and I'm not bad. But you can put it on your portfolio, but you can also have a way to present it to people that are going to enjoy it versus just kind of drawing it for a portfolio or just drawing it for yourself, which I'm not saying you can't do these things, but just a little extra thing that is kind of cool, I think, just being involved with any YouTube production. And we're doing a fan project panel, so you guys can come to that too to learn more.
Yep.
That's tomorrow at
1 in this very room.
Okay. So that will be only Q&A, so you guys can really ask the hard-hitting questions. Okay, next question, please. And we have about 10 minutes, guys. Okay.
Do you want the fun questions, or do you want the ones that are still extremely long?
Let's do short questions, so we can try to get to more.
All right. How many puns can you make about Josh?
Should have seen that coming.
I mean, if I made too many, I'd be on fire.
Running on 2012 all over again.
And before we start scorching this place, Josh, when are you going to buy Kim a Discord push?
There's been some I like. We're going. I have to meet some of the vendor hall after. You want to come with me? We can go shopping.
Okay, here's a little more serious question for you.
Okay.
How would you find a good start for a project that requires voicing, writing, and music?
Good question. Good question. So the best advice I can give is, there's this thing called a portfolio, and it's not just for art; it's for music too. So practice on your own, because for me, because my primary role is, besides writing, is a producer, which basically puts stuff together, is make something so other people can see what you got. Show me what you got. Show me what you got.
That's the thing. That's kind of the thing about collabs. It's like I do want to collab with people. I would love to collab with people, and then there's all these people who say to me, it's like, hi, I don't really have any experience. I don't really have anything, but I would still love to collab with you.
It's more like it's a sure way to see that you know what you're doing, in a sense. Like, you don't have to know everything, but you watch your YouTube videos about how to edit audio, stuff like that. So it not only does it help the quality of the videos that we're producing, but it also helps you guys kind of show us what you can do, so we know, like, well, I really need Pinkie Pie voice. The equivalent for that is a demo reel for voice acting, so show me all your voices and all you can do. And my other advice is not only use original voices sometimes, but use, don't have Pinkie Pie quoting the show, have Pinkie Pie quoting an original line, so you can do a little of both, actually. So they can, because if it's a line that you've already heard, you can imitate how Andrea is doing it, but if it's an original line, which is what we'll probably need, you can see how you can take on the character and how you can act versus how you can, if that makes sense. So, just kind of try to get your feet wet and learn yourself what you can. Get Hit Film, which is free, and Audacity is the free audio program. And get your feet wet a little bit, so we can also trust that you'll deliver your product, because there's so many collabs and so many things. I stopped giving people lines for the most part because I don't want I hate to say this, but I don't want my time. Like, I want to make sure that this project gets done, that I recorded 2 hours worth of audio for it, because the standard script takes about 45 minutes to record, so I don't want to do this. I mean, if it's never going to get done, it's just going to be talking to myself,
I know the feeling. Josh, what do you recommend as a starting point for someone that wants to do reviews?
Make sure you get a hot start.
Thank God he's not in place right now. Good thing I got water with me.
Okay, starting point for want to do reviews. Well, first thing is, get good software. You need to get good software, get good equipment. You need a good mic. If you're looking for something cheap but good, I recommend a Snowball. If you're willing to drop a little more, I recommend getting a Blue Yeti.
I have a Blue Yeti.
It is amazing. Yeah, just get things. Get a good computer with a good video card, and a little bit of RAM in there as well. It's like you're gonna need a good rig in order to edit something really, really well. And
explain what RAM is. Who knows what RAM is?
Random access memory. It's.
Did you forget that?
No, I know what it is. I'm just explaining it to people who don't know.
Oh.
Like, RAM on a computer is RAM.
RAM on a computer, it'll keep your computer from crapping out from using it too long.
Okay, so if you're going to Best Buy or something, then you can ask for the specifics. Because I never did that, because all I used it for my computer is to surf the web. But now that I'm doing more important stuff, I'm just like, oh crap, I have to be an adult developer. It's professional.
But yeah, getting started on a review. Also learn how to, networking is really good. You need to learn how to network. It's like talk to some people, like put out a video, then ask someone, it's like, hey, do you want to work together on something? And it's like start building those connections, and then those connections like, hey, you want to bring on this guy for something? And then that's how things continuously build up.
Mm-hmm. That's how the film industry works too. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So we have time for one more question.
Good thing we only have one more question.
Oh!
So,
How convenient!
I have very recently been wanting to start live streaming. The only problem is that I live right next to a railroad crossing. So it's kind of
Bless your heart.
with a lot of unscheduled train horns. Can I have some advice on how to turn a loud annoyance into something fun?
It might be fun to make a
Drinking game.
Congratulations.
Children's channel. So drinking games.
You could always call it the hype train's coming.
So yeah, just kind of make funny. Make sure your audio is good anyway, but just kind of make fun of your environment. Or you can additionally get together with some friends and be like, hey, I want to make this thing, but this stupid train is in my way. So you could, maybe go to Billy's house and then Billy can start a podcast or stream online or something like that. So that's also another idea. Libraries are your best friend. If you find a lot of times, especially in college libraries, they have their own separate room with clubs and stuff. So people will just think you're doing your college homework, but you're actually streaming My Little Pony episodes, but no one has to know.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like turn your weaknesses, turn your faults into something special. Turn your weakness into a strength.
That is it for this panel. Just a reminder that we have everyone gathers their stuff.